Hello everyone, today I'm presenting my Unit 6 Mastery presentation, putting it all together for my Java 1 class at Southwestern College. A little overview about what we'll be talking today is the description of the programmer, so myself, the description of the program and the goals, the classes implemented, the methods implemented, the variables used, the usage of the program, functionality of the application, the conclusion, and the references. So first up, a little about myself, the programmer of the project. Firstly, my name is Unit6PresentationPerrottiW. I'm attending this college in order to get my bachelor's in computer programming technology. So honestly, I don't have that much experience in programming besides the few classes I've taken so far, which at the start of my degree used to make me feel slightly behind because I knew people when they were younger that knew they were going to get into computers. But I have learned since joining the military that anything you want to accomplish, the success of it is based off of your level of effort. So anyways, well, enough about myself. Let's get into the good stuff. Firstly, the main goal of Unit 6 project was to be able to display a variety of the Java coding fundamentals that we've learned throughout the course. In doing so, we had to display it in a self-developed program based off a casino simulation. So some of the main components that I wanted to ensure my program had were the two games, of course, the slot machine and the blackjack game, as well as being able to have the player insert a minimum of $20 and no more than $1,000, and lastly, the capability of replaying games and bouncing in between them. So some of the main classes I found it necessary for me to implement included a main class called Practice Casino, a blackjack class, and the die class. So the Practice Casino class is the most important. It holds most of the code's meat and actually outputs both of the games. Then I have the blackjack class. That's when it's called on to be able to generate a random number simulating the roll of 2 dice. And lastly, the die class. So this was important, being able to create an instance method that would generate and return the value of the die needed for the blackjack game. So one of the quotes I found when searching up the usefulness of classes is this. So it says, "This is important because we can use this idea of structured data to write clean, flexible, and maintainable codes. While everything in Java is non-object, most things revolve around objects in Java. Like the context of English, sentences revolve around nouns of the sentence." So I thought this one was important because the idea of it's being clean, maintaining the code. So you're separating these codes out so it's not just on one big long code. So basically so other programmers can understand what you're doing. And so you don't have to rewrite multiple things. Okay, so next we have our methods. So some of the significant methods I needed to include were the main method, the display slot method, the display blackjack method, which those three are all underneath the main class, and then I have the roles method, get sides, get values, which are underneath the blackjack class. Okay, so here are the ones we implemented. So for our main method, the goals were to get the player's name, the rules of the game, and which game the player wanted to play. The next one was to display the slot method. So the user had the option of clicking 1 or 2 to initiate whether they wanted to display the slot game or the blackjack game. And so those two had their own separate ones. And then we had the rolls method that simulates the rolling of the die, and that's in the other class, and then as well as the get sides method, so returning the number of sides on a die, which ours were both 6. And then we had the get value method, so we're keeping track and displaying the die value, which I'll show later. Okay, so another quote I found that really described the importance of methods. So a method can perform some specific tasks without returning anything. Methods allow us to reuse the code without retyping the code. And that's the part where I think methods are the most important. So I have these separate classes, and if I need to keep displaying the die value, I can just basically re-show that method. Okay, so I used a bunch of variables for this casino project, so here's a couple of the variables I used. So here we have like the ones underneath my main class, so my private static double It features, basically all these are holding the stuff I've talked about before. So the important thing about this, so private is an access specifier. It tells you that the member is only visible inside the class. Other classes can't access the private members of the class. Static means that the variable is a class level variable. There's only one variable, which is shared by all instances of the class. So these were the ones that I wanted to make sure that the whole code can come back to if they need it. So for instance, replay, that one was used in the display slots method and in the display blackjack method. Okay, so now these ones are a little bit more specific. Half of them are for the slots game and half of them are for the blackjack game. And we have them described a little bit. So the bottom half were the ones that are just representing the fruit. So we have the 6 possible fruit that we end up correlating to numbers 0 through 5, and then we also separated them into each of their own slots. And then we have the top part, which we have like the computer's die, the player's die, and then being able to keep rolling again and accumulate more points if the player wanted. Okay, so the usage and functionality of the application. Okay, so the program's functions. The user is able to interact with the game by successfully inserting money. So the game asks them, do you want to put 20, you can put $20 to $1,000 in, and then they can type in their amount and it'll confirm the amount, and then it'll subtract it, whatever, or add whatever they win or lose at the end of the game. Okay, setting win and loss limitations. So the game just doesn't continue forever. While they're playing blackjack, once they go over 21, the game lets them know they either lost or they got a tie. Or for slots, if they got 3 fruit that are unmatching, it'll let them know. Okay, and then the options to switch between the games. So this is at the end of the game will ask you, do you want to play the game again? Do you want to play the other game? Or do you want to completely exit? And so that's in both of those. So in conclusion, throughout this class, there was a lot of information to learn, and this project was excellent in forcing a student to really apply what we've learned and have to go back and apply skills that they may have not used during that unit. So in conclusion, the project taught me a lot of the importance of coding organization, especially that, like, I may not be completely organized yet, but I'm still learning, and now I know the importance of it, because when you're looking through these long codes and you want to find a specific thing, it's easier if you kind of have like a system, like, okay, this is usually indented, as well as the usefulness in OOP or OOP, and the idea of there being multiple ways to display a same solution. So here's our references, and I will go to the project real quick. Okay, so here, as you can see, there's the practice casino, blackjack, and our die class. So the practice casino is the important one. This is the one where we'll actually show how our game works. Okay, so we'll run our file. Okay, so hello, welcome to Mini Vegas Casino. What is your name? Wendy. The 2 games available include slot machine or blackjack. The rules are as followed. Slot machine rules. Push the lever and 3 random fruit will generate. If they are the same, you will win 30. If 2 are the same, you win 20. If none are the same, you lose 10. Blackjack rules. Push the button to roll 2 dice. The goal is to try and beat the computer by getting as close to 21 as possible without going over. If you get $25, if you win, you get 25. If you tie, you get 5. If the computer wins, you lose 8. Which game would you like to play? Okay, so 1 for slots, 2 for blackjack. Slots is $10 per game and blackjack's 8. So we'll just start with slots. Okay, so you picked slots. Have fun. Okay, so Wendy, please load $20 to play around. Funds must be between 20 to 1,000. Okay, so this is the part where we'll test out if we put less than 20. Okay, so invalid amount. Please enter 20 to $1,000. Okay, and it brings you right back. So we'll put more than 1,000. Invalid amount. Okay, so we'll just put 20. You enter 20. Please enjoy your game. Press OK to pull the lever and play. Ching, ching, ching. So oranges, bars, and bars. So we got 2. Here we go. Keep up the luck. You win $20. You got $40 back because I put in 20 and I won 20 more. And would you like to play slots again? Y to play slots again, N for blackjack, E for exiting. Okay, so we'll show that you can play slots again will work, so we'll put in Y. And I also made it important that whether it's uppercase or lowercase, whatever the player puts in, it'll still take it. Okay, so let's play again. Load funds, you've entered $20, pull lever. Okay, and I got none of the same, so I should be losing money. Yep, lost $10, got only $10 back. Okay, so now let's try blackjack. Let's play blackjack. Please load your funds to play. Okay, so we'll do $30. You've entered $30. Enjoy your game. Press OK to roll the dice. You rolled a total of 8. The computer rolled a total of 6. Okay, do you want to roll again? Yes, let's do this. You rolled 19. The computer rolled a total of 12. So I definitely don't want to roll again. So I won $25 with a score of 19 versus 12, and I got $55 back. Okay, so let's play one more time and see if maybe the computer can win this time. So let me load some funds. $30, pull the lever. Oops, I played the wrong game, but I won. So, okay, so we're gonna play blackjack. Oops, I clicked slots again. Crap. Okay, so let's keep going. I won. Okay, so N for blackjack. Let's play blackjack. Okay, $30. I've entered 30. Press OK to roll the dice. Okay, so I got 6. They got 9. Do you want to roll again? Yes. You got a total of 14. The computer got a total of 15. Dang, this is risky. Let's see. Ooh, we got a tie. Let's see what happens. You got a tie and won $5 with a score of 22 versus 22. You get $35 back. Okay, cool. Now let's see what happens. We'll exit the casino game. Okay, cool. Okay, and I think that's it for the presentation. I hope I was able to display the purpose and reach all the objectives. Okay, thank you.